Hello everybody, Earthlings, Friday. Oh, right. We're going to elevate some stuff. I'm serious about this. I've just got to get some things, hang on. I have a decanter of water, a carafe of rosé wine, one glass of ice for ice. Just need a couple of other things. Right, this is a serious subject. I've just had a look on the internet. I mean, I've been watching, believe it or not, I've been watching a cop show in French. I don't know why, but Paramount, for some reason, here in Spain, there are French people who live here. I don't know how many. They put these cop shows on. Anyway, now I was talking to a friend about this yesterday, and I am going to do, well, I'm going to have an English tea with you guys. Not today, but we're going to do it. Right, so if I go down a bit so you can see. Because let's elevate it. So, oh, you can't quite see it. Oh, I've got to get the bloody camera angle right. There, how's that? Of course, we all know it's going to go to seed as the evening's proceedings start. So I'm going to take my rosé wine, my water. It's all going to melt in about 2.5 minutes in this hot country. Ooh, there we go. Can I get this? I should have done all this before starting filming. Can you see everything? Oh, that's a bit weird, isn't it? You can't see the table. This isn't working at all. Oh, Megan would be ashamed of me, wouldn't she? That's not elevating it. Now, I'm going to put my carafe out of the sun because I don't want hot wine. Now, I'm being facetious about this, but oh God, that water's great. It's so hot here. This is the thing, I've just seen, I go and look at her Instagram and all she's got is like a selection of shit. Like that, like everybody does. Everybody does this, Megan. Literally. Aren't you guys, it's hot in the UK at the moment, isn't it? I'll bring the camera closer, I can't see a thing. And then if I can't see, I don't know what the hell you guys are looking at. Not going rowing tonight. I bet it's hot wherever you are. Well, actually, no, Australia, it's probably cold, isn't it? So then you will have something indoors, like a little display. It's Friday evening. You know, who doesn't do this? Does fucking planet Earth need Meghan Markle to teach them how to lay a dinner table? Well, I think she needs teaching a few things. I don't know what I'm going to talk about tonight. I haven't had any wine so far. I was listening to myself the other day. You know, a morning thing, and I thought, and I know I was sober, and I thought, well, you know, you sound pissed when you're sober. And I don't drink all the time. It's Friday evening, you know. Here come the comments of the, oh yeah, I know something I was going to tell you. There was a complaint. There was a complaint about the parody. It's against community, what do they call it? Oh, I can't think of them. Community rules. So there's 2 types of strike you can get on YouTube: copyright and community guidelines. That's it. Well, I didn't even know there'd been a complaint. I mean, I had no idea until I got an email from YouTube, which this is bizarre. I've never ever had this before. YouTube sent me an email saying, "Good news, we've decided that your video's okay." And I thought, well, of course it is. Who said it wasn't? And then underneath it said it had been reported for community guidelines. And I thought, well, what video is that? What have I done now? It was the parody. And YouTube took my side. Who could that have been? Who could that have been? Oh, might have been a fan of Megan's, mightn't it? I'm sure I don't know who it could have been. Perhaps somebody doesn't have a sense of humour. And what was the other thing? I can't remember anything. I've been to the house today, been doing gardening, finished the tidying up and the cleaning. It's so hot here, I can't do my bow up. I can't. Talk amongst yourselves while I try and remember what I was going to say. That's right. So on the same video, the parody video, I was, I mean, it's obvious it's a parody, it's ridiculous. I actually thought I did her justice. You know, at least I brushed my wig. It's someone, and I forget the name of it, I put a community post. Now, a lot of you had said, oh, ignore it, you know, it's just a troll, it's just a sugar. No, don't get me wrong, I'm not upset about what they said, because what they said was just so bizarre. They put up about 6 comments, a load of bios about my life story and how everything is my fucking fault, right? From the Great Train Robbery 4th to now. And, but the part that did stand out to me was one of their comments, and they'd done like a whole load of, I think they were called Josie or something like that. They said, did you kill Graham Hesketh? You know, and honestly, guys, after the last few months of the shit people have been saying, that there's like a, well, I don't mean anything now. Did you kill Graham Hesketh? And you seem awfully chirpy. And what was I saying to you? I think it was in the last video. I was saying, you know, a lot of them, they wanted me to hit the bottle, start crying, fall apart. And they thought that would, sugars thought that would be a really good time to attack. Just like, you know, I suppose Meghan and Harry thought it'd be a really good time to attack Prince Philip while he was dying. And of course, the late Majesty, who was in extremely advanced years, who probably did have an illness, the long-standing illness, even then. Yeah, perfect time to attack. Perfect time to attack. There's another lady in our community, I won't say her name or embarrass her, but her mum died recently and they had the funeral a couple of days ago. Again, sugars thought, great time to attack, let's attack. Oh, they love a dead body, don't they? I don't know why they stopped there. Why don't they go live on YouTube and drown some kittens in water and go, it'd be fucking hilarious for them, wouldn't it? Because they're clearly sick. Or they could, I don't know, stamp on some hamsters or some shit like that. They should really hang around, well, I know one of them does, hangs around in cemeteries, and then they can laugh at all the people who are dead. It must be like the equivalent of necrophilia, but for people who like to laugh at like that kind of shit. I think Meghan and Harry set a trend there, didn't they? Let's shit on people. Let's shit on a guy that's about a week shy of 100 years old. Oh, they're just making it up. They're just saying that to try and prevent the fabulous Oprah interview. Well, from their point of view, if only it had prevented it, because that's really what, excuse my French, right royally fucked them, isn't it? Going on Oprah and saying all that shit. I bet they themselves now look back on it and think, crikey, wish I hadn't said all of that. Oh dear. Well, it's out there now, isn't it? That and the twerking. Now, she thinks she's being clever, old Megsy, by having her picture taken on a swing in a yellow dress. Oh no, Megsy, no. We have swings here she's trying to make it difficult for me. I know she is. She's trying to make it difficult for me to do a parody of her. No, we have a curtain shop, Meghan, and they have yellow ones there. Unless you get up to lots of other shenanigans. I mean, it's not that funny, is it, sitting on a swing in a big puffy yellow dress. With dirty feet. Oh yeah, she had dirty feet in one of the pictures. Oh, Christopher Boozy, go on about my dirty feet. Oh yeah, I think the parodies will probably come a bit thicker and faster, and also I'd like to thank a lot of you for the advice you've given me. You're right, she touches her nose a lot more. I'm going to get it refined. I will get better and better at it. And someone actually said I'm turning into her. Good God, am I? You will let me know, won't you? I don't want to do that. I might go into town tomorrow afternoon and get some different wigs and just try wearing a different wig. There's a lady here in this community who I've seen, and she wears lots of different wigs. She goes on another channel on a live. Again, I won't embarrass if I say her name, but you know who you are. And she looks fabulous. I mean, every time she wears a wig, they just look so real. And she has a short blonde one. She has another one that's in a ponytail. So, and I found a new wig shop here in La Linea. They've got every wig you can imagine, and I love wigs. I've always been obsessed by them ever since I was a kid. I wanted red hair like Lady Bellamy on I swear to God, I'm not pissed, guys. I swear to God. I wanted red hair in the same hairdo as Lady Bellamy on Upstairs, Downstairs. And I'm making me self-conscious now. And I tried making my own wig out of rope, which was hopeless. So I just loved them. And then when I got older, I bought wigs. Yeah, like this. This lady's called Jane. I don't think she'd mind me saying that. I bought wigs like Jane. I had 2 of them, but they were really expensive then. It was back in the 90s. Actually, I think I might have had 3 of them. One of them I paid £80 for. There was a fancy wig shop, and I went, and they had all the heads. And then, of course, when the police kicked the door in, they went, "Oh, wigs, wigs." Do you know what I mean? Oh, for God's sake, grow up. Anyway, so I might try some different wigs, just for a laugh, when the weather's cooler, probably. I might jump in the sea at the end. No, I'm not going to do that. I won't do that. Well, let's see, I might. So yeah, Megan thinks she's going to thwart my parodies, does she, by being on a swing, a very high up swing, because it looked like she was like 20 foot in the air. I mean, fucking hell, how did she get up there? And her wig, you know, swinging behind, it was nowhere near as nice as my wig, Megan. Nowhere near as nice. I hope you're all having a lovely cool drink if it is hot where you are. Yeah, I've heard it's boiling in the UK. Everybody's been telling me that. Boiling. So we must, but one of you said there was a something event. Well, we're in the middle of a something event here. I can't remember the name of it. It's like a solar flare type thing. And whichever one of you it was, and you know who you are, you commented that about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and said, be careful, we're going into a such and such event. It's quite a rare event. We get solar flares all the time, as I know, but this one, I Googled it and it's got a wiki page and it was quite interesting. And here we are. So this is probably what we're going into, although it's not actually that bad down here compared to what I hear in the UK. People have, you know, they're really, even in the north of England, which we all know, it's dark in the north of England all the time. I'm only joking, guys. I know. So yes, and then I see she's right. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. Let's come back to the purpose of the video. Focus, Fiona. So yeah, I was talking to a friend yesterday about her jam, Megan's jam. Now, think about it. If you were, any of you, if you were, for example, a multi-millionaire, let's say you got £1 million, because by our standards, a million is, whoa, $500,000 is, whoa, $250,000, right? Would you be worrying about boiling up and cooking some jam in your kitchen to earn a fucking living? I mean, really? Or setting up a lemonade stall? Would you? Honest question, honest answers. I'll let you all chat about that because this one's going to be a premiere. Friday night premiere, I think, is a good thing. Seriously, I mean, if you had, let's say you came into money for whatever reason, and you've got, for example, £250,000, which is a hell of a lot of money to a lot of people. I know people say, well, once you've bought a house, you know, it's all gone. Well, who says you buy a house? You obviously living somewhere before you came into the money. Not living under a bridge, hopefully, or in a cardboard box. So you're living somewhere and you think, right, well, I'm not going to spend the money. I've got my house, I'm worried about earning a living. Well, I'll talk to maybe some financial advisors, or I might invest in something, or I might, you know, you might think to yourself, I've always wanted to have a hat shop. So I'll go and look for a shop, and part of the fun is, I know it shouldn't, they say, you know, that businesses fail. What is it? How many businesses out of 10 fail in the first 5 years? But I mean, it is fun. If you're going to start something like that, you choose the shop, and you decorate the shop, and you fill it with your stock, and off you go. You wouldn't really be thinking of necessarily, and if you did want to get into jam, wouldn't you get your own shop? Start your own shop. Wouldn't that be a normal thing? Let's say you got millions. Let's say you are a really famous celebrity. Claudia Schiffer, for example. I don't know what Claudia's up to these days, so, you know, I've just plucked her name out the air. Or Michelle Pfeiffer. And you suddenly think, do you know what? Do you know what my childhood dream has been? Is to make jam and sell jam. Well, then someone like Pfeiffer or Claudia might think, well, I'm a famous person. I could open jam shops. I'll start with 1 jam shop, maybe 2 jam shops, maybe 3, you know, and then I could set up and sell a franchise. But they wouldn't just start cooking up a pot of jam in their kitchen, would they? Do you see what I mean? There's no money behind this girl. There is no money behind Megan. I don't think so. And also, Claudia Schiffer or Michelle Pfeiffer, or let's say Cher, or, you know, anyone really famous, would they need a business partner? They got a big name already. Do they need a big business partner? They might like a Netflix show, yeah, and then they talk about their business, but why would they need to necessarily partner with Netflix? Netflix is famous not for jam, is it? Is famous, yes, for being a streamer. Not for selling jam. So no, it's not really the obvious choice, is it? I mean, if Megan were to go into making television programs, Netflix would be a good choice, an obvious choice, because that's their business. They know about that. I'm not sure that the people who own Netflix, including shareholders, have ever thought to themselves, you know, we're doing pretty well on the streaming front, but what would make it even better is if we could branch out into jam. For those of you on Twitter, you'll know already what I thought of her swing picture. It really gave me vibes of, you know, the film Chitty, Chitty, Bang, Bang, which I love. That is like my favourite childhood film. But it had one really, really boring scene in it. The part when Leslie Ann Howe had been dropped off, I think after their day's events at the beach and everything, and Lord Bombus, whatever his name was, the Baron, and she's back at the manor house, and she obviously was a singer or wanted to launch a singing career, and so she does this great big sort of monologue song, running around this really lovely garden with white roses and a swing and stuff. And as a kid, I watched that whole scene and I just thought, I mean, she was lovely, it still is, Leslie Ann Howe. But that's what Megan. So I put it on Twitter, and a lot of people said pretty much the same thing. It's like she's got Disney films going on in her head, and she's just la 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 la, picking lemons. I've been able to see her like that for years. Ever since her and Harry did an interview, you know, where she was sitting there and he was sitting there like this, you know, dribbling. And she had a dress on with a picture of a lemon, a huge lemon on the front, another huge lemon on the skirt, and she said Jill Biden was copying her, something like that. And she had her hair all mad. And I remember saying to Graham, I bet she's barefoot there, and I bet she runs around the garden with a basket, picking lemons. to do cooking. And I bet she hears the Disney music, and here we are all these years later, and it's all coming true, isn't it? Including the fact that, oh, this was the other thing. I did a parody of her years ago. I'm not going to edit this, otherwise I'd splice it in and you'd, well, do you know what? I might actually edit it in and splice it in, and then you'll all see. Years ago, I knew she was into squatting and twerking.
$988,000. It's a bargain, and it's so versatile. A rising tide rises all ships, and a rolling stone gathers no moss. That's what I've been saying is needed in the industry for women. Do you like my dress? It's so flowy.
Gardener at some point. She's launched something today, hasn't she? I don't know. Do you know, I haven't looked. I will at some point. I'll have a look. And I'm going to study her more, her body mannerisms and stuff. You're all right. You're all quite correct. I did not say authentic often enough in that parody. I mentioned the editing before, didn't I? Yeah. I might put a link to the previous parody, because I think my best one is the beach. I really enjoyed doing that one. Graham, bless him, he was laughing. He had no idea what I was talking about. He's like, we're going to go where and do what? I said, it'll take 5 minutes, I swear, I promise. And so he'd seen sort of what I wanted to recreate before we got down there, but he had no idea how I was going to do it, and he was laughing. But I think probably the one before, it was she did some sort of a photo shoot. Oh, she was crazy, crazier than a sack full of mad frogs, wasn't she? She did that one where she was sort of squatting and she was laying and kicking her feet up and on the sofa and stuff. That's the one Christopher Boozy went mental over. But I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, I can't see a difference, but I thought mine was rather more dignified than her twerking, actually. No one's ever going to get over the twerking. Right, picture this, picture this. Close your eyes and imagine Wallis Simpson twerking like that. I can't even imagine it. Poor old Megsie. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to talk about at the beginning. So, jams. Yeah, I was talking to my friend about jam. So, your average millionaire or successful person and streamer, it's not an obvious thing, is it? But she talks about elevating things. Now, this has been happening for a long time. My grandmother was a waitress from Gainsborough, and she was big into catering because of it. My great aunt Helena was the manageress of a restaurant, and my gran, her sister, worked in a restaurant, and this was through pre-war, Second World War, and after. And at home, if they had polite company and they were going to have a nice dinner, they would have a nice dinner service, and that way they could get, because they weren't rich, they could get away with buying cheaper cuts of meat, which you cook low and slow for longer, so it's fall off the bone. And then the guest would be none the wiser because it's served up on a nice linen tablecloth with nice china and nice cutlery and glasses. So, I mean, in the olden days, I mean, it's true of now as well. A lot of people have a nice dinner service and nice glassware for special occasions. Some people use it all the time. And there are other things. For example, I come back to the carafe. You all know I drink cheap shit wine out of a box. But doesn't that look better? That's elevated, isn't it? Yeah, now are you getting it? It's elevated. Now this, of course, this is only water. But it could be gin, couldn't it? It could be vodka. It could be anything. Now, if you had a decanter set and you have guests that come round, maybe greedy guests who like a large one, you're not going to fill a thing like this with Glenfiddich or the most expensive vodka in the world. You're going to get the supermarket's generic own, aren't you? Well, maybe not, but that's what I do if I've got... I don't have the decanters only have water in here, but I swear, honestly. But I mean, if I was organised and I had 3 decanters and, you know, like really organised and people who present their homes very nicely, they would have 3. They would have one with whiskey, one with gin and one with brandy, for example. And then they might have another couple of little glass decanters, smaller ones, maybe one with blackcurrant, one with lime cordial, you know, as mixers. Back in the 70s and 80s, they were big into all this sort of stuff. And it just presents better. It's called elevating it, and people have been doing this fucking shit for years, Mexie. You just discover, God, it's like she was born in, I don't know, Flintstones or something, 1950s housewife. She is the ultimate Stepford wife, isn't she? Come on, she is. She's not a feminist. I mean, no one's ever really thought she's a feminist, but this woman wants to perfect. She's got this idea in her head of cooking and preparing the perfect dinner for her hubby to come home. And she's in a ball gown and perfect hair and makeup and presents him, here's your drink, darling. It's all a little bit old-fashioned, isn't it? I mean, we've all wondered as the years go by, as she tries to fight for women's rights, like we don't have the vote. Like the last monarch wasn't a woman. There haven't been other female monarchs before. American president, yeah, I'll give you that one. But I think that's just fluke, actually. The right person has not come along yet. But we've had female prime ministers, lots of them, in the UK. I mean, it's like Meghan just, God, is she a suffragette or something? Can't imagine it, tying herself to the railing. She'd get someone else to do that for her, wouldn't she? So my idea, which is very long-winded of me getting around to talking to you, is I'm going to go and buy some little jars, little glass, they're not just jars actually. Now you'll know what I mean, some of you, a mustard pot. Have you got a mustard pot, or do you remember your parents, grandparents having a little either silver or crystal pot, like cut crystal, with a little crystal lid which has a tiny hole in it to fit a little spoon in? And when you would have posh occasions or breakfast, and especially aristos, they used to do this a lot, at the breakfast table they would have these little pots with a lid on with a little spoon in. One would have jam, one would have marmalade, and if you were having roast beef, for example, you might have a couple, one with mustard, one with horseradish. If you're having lamb, one with mint. If you were having chicken, I don't know, maybe cranberry sauce with chicken or turkey. So I'm going to get some of these little pots, and I've already got a sandwich, what do they call it? A cake tray thing, you know, like with tiers. I've already got one of them, but I might get another one for the boat. And we shall all have an English tea together. And what I'll do is I'll go to the supermarket and I will buy the cheapest generic jam, definitely under $20. Okay, don't worry. The cheapest jam that I can find, and the cheapest, I might have scones with cream. I'm not a big scone lover. I'll have to invite someone to be here to eat the sweet stuff because I don't like sugar, cakes, chocolate, nothing like that. I'm nothing against it, but I don't eat it, and I'm not diabetic. I like the little sandwiches. I'm more of a savoury person, and I'll have a nice little teapot, and we will have an English tea together. And I'll open the cheap jar of jam and I'll decant it, you know, which is not a difficult thing, but I guess I might as well, because Megan got to show you how to take some peanuts out of one bag and put them in another bag. So, and I'm not being facetious. This is a serious matter. I'm serious. It's a serious matter, because my grandmother would, well, she'd rather have died than not present a nice afternoon tea for guests or a nice lunch. You know, she would always push the boat out. Oh, hello. Change your t-shirt. Change your t-shirt.
What's up, motherfuckers?
You can be in my video if you change your t-shirt.
I don't want to be.
Oh, you don't want to be? Would you like an English tea? You know, like scones and jam and whipped cream and little sandwiches.
What's all that nonsense?
What's that nonsense? Well, it's English tea. Go and change.
Ain't that like it?
Go and get changed. Go and get changed. I didn't expect you back this early. I didn't even see you creeping up on me.
I know.
Nope. And I'm in the middle of talking.
What you talking about?
Talking about you.
Me?
Yeah.
What about me? About how great I am?
Yeah,
About how big my muscles is?
I'm auctioning you off to the highest bidder.
What's the bid?
We're up to 108 pennies so far.
So,
Don't ask who bid the penny. They all did.
which currency?
Which curds?
Currency.
Currency? Pennies. Well, English.
So we're up to £1 8p.
Yeah, that's right.
Y'all motherfuckers think I'm only worth
Go
£1 8p?
Look, this is for my channel. I'm having a serious discussion here about elevating jam.
Elevating jam.
Yeah, so
I shove a whole jar of jam up my ass.
go away and get changed. Oh. Anyway, so what you guys can do as well is you be wherever you are. I think I'll do it one day next week. I will give you plenty of warning, and we can all have an English tea together, and I'll do it here on the back deck, and we can all, I've got a challenge. We have to do it for under 20 American dollars, because that's where Megan is. She's in the States, and she bragged, oh, I think everything's under $20. So each of her products is under $20. Wow, she flexing. So I think we could make the point that we could all have an English tea. I mean, heck, we could make it 10 American dollars. So I could check the exchange rate. Of course, bread here is not that cheap. For a slice of loaf, it's about £2.85. So that could eat up a lot of the budget. I don't know how much jam is. But let's see how we can do this and sort of make the point. I was talking to my friend yesterday about what the most expensive jam in the world is, and apparently it's a company called Doers. I'd never heard of them before, and it was very, very expensive, something like $5,000 for a jar with gold leaf in it. I'm not sure about eating gold leaf. I'm not sure that's for me. I think just the generic, the supermarket's own jam, it would just be fine for me, unless there was a particular type of jam that I liked. My dad I used to like, when I was really little, ginger marmalade. Ginger marmalade is just lovely. I'm not a big marmalade fan, but ginger marmalade is quite sweet. Lime marmalade is another one. And I used to love lemon curd when I was a kid, when I was really little. I stopped eating chocolates and sweets and stuff like that when I was about 10. I challenged myself to not eat chocolate or sweets for a week. Just, you know how kids, it's like these challenges really they have on TikTok these days. I mean, they haven't invented anything new. I just thought, well, I was bored. I thought, let's see if I can go a week without it. You know, what an exciting life. And I managed a week, and then I thought, oh, I wonder if I can do another week. And I did another week until I forgot to eat chocolate, and then the months went past, and then someone offered me some chocolate, and I went, oh, that's a bit rich for me, that's too strong. And I'll eat the occasional, very occasionally. I mean, I had a Mars bar when I was pregnant with Ben, And in the lockdown, I bought some pure chocolate, you know, the dark stuff. There's no sugar in that. It's very bitter. I like that. I bought some of that because I thought, you know, it would have health benefits for us all because we didn't know what was happening with the lockdown. Of course, it didn't fucking help Graham, did it? Anyway, so I thought that would be fun, that we could have a tea party. And I might wear a tiara as well. I know that would be horribly inappropriate, but who cares? So I think I might do that this week, and we can all do that together. And you can all say in the comments, I'll do it as a premiere, or no, I'll do it as a live, so we're actually live together. Then you can all say in the comments how much your English tea cost. I mean, it's not going to cost much, is it? Unless you're going to buy Megan's jam, which I seriously doubt. I mean, what a Netflix thinking. Is anyone actually in control of Netflix that can sell? Or is it that the rest of the world isn't really looking and doesn't really care? So Netflix are like, yeah, let her bang on about being business partners with us because she's not and we don't care. Oh, and she's put these pictures out with like a little jar of honey. I got a jar of honey. Come and join Discover Summer with me. Really? Megan? You think people need you to discover summer or work out? You think, wait till she discovers there's a drink called Pimm's. Oh, she's going to have a field day with that one, isn't she? Or, I mean, any other. I expect you have traditional drinks. Well, you have homemade lemonade, don't you? I'm amazed she didn't do that on her show, did she? I don't know, because I nodded off a couple of times. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy the evening and yeah, think about that. Elevating things. I mean, that's why people buy tea, coffee and sugar urns. You know, we all got them, haven't we? It's because you don't really, you want your kitchen to look kind of a bit organised and matching. Well, I do, because I'm quite anal about that. So we buy, well, actually the jars in the house, I never bought them. They're it's a brand of coffee Graham used to like from Lidl. And when he finished his jar of coffee, I'd soak the label off and I used them as tea, coffee and sugar urns. There you go, I've elevated it. I just thought that they'd look quite nice because they're quite expensive, those tea, coffee and sugar things. But I mean, we already do this kind of shit, Megan. You've not invented the wheel. Just when are you going to retire? I fear for Harry at the moment. In fact, I'm more fearful for Harry than ever before at the moment. Watching this witch crash and burn. And I don't know if I might edit this one so I can put that squatting thing in, or if I can't be bothered, that's a bad term. If it takes too long, because YouTube, it just takes so long to upload a video in the first place. They're so fussy because of all the complaints. It's a complaint. I don't like that parody. On that person who left the comments. Well, what I will say is they were very heavily invested in that parody to leave such a lot of comments having a go at me. I wonder who that person could be. We'll have a look at my community post if you want to see the username, and then you can investigate to your heart's content and see if you can guess who might be behind it. I'll give you a clue. It's definitely not Harry, because there were some words in there with more than one syllable, so it's not him, unless he copy, cut and paste. No, it's someone who can someone who has a passion for Megan, and they did not appreciate my parody video at all. And it's probably the same person who complained about the parody video. Anyway, not very exciting here this evening. I mean, I could leave the camera rolling all night, but I'll probably forget. Probably best not to do that. Thank you all very much for listening. I hope you all have a wonderful evening or morning if you're in Australia, in that neck of the woods. Good night. And may your God go with you.